Why should anyone follow you when you haven't had the discipline to lead your own body, energy, or mind? Welcome to the Leader's Realm podcast. This is the place for men who refuse to settle and refuse to accept mediocre. Men who know they were built for more. Men who are ready to live intentionally. I'm your host, Tony Camerata, Amazon best-selling author, certified mindset, longevity, and performance coach, speaker, trainer, but most of all, mentor. Here in the realm, our goal is simple: find our truth, our power, and identify our purpose. We talk mindset, leadership, discipline, health, longevity, and the inner work it takes to become a man with presence, a man others can trust, follow, and respect. Why? Because we know that success without alignment is empty, and potential without execution is wasted. So if you're ready to stop reacting, stop settling, stop negotiating with excuses, and start leading your life at the level God expects of us, you are in the right place. This is the Leader's Realm. Grab your coffee, sit back, and let's get to work. Hey guys, I am so fired up today. We're diving into a topic that's been the missing link in a lot of leadership circles: the undeniable connection between optimization and leadership. Here's the truth straight up. Ready? You can't lead anyone if you can't lead yourself. In fact, I believe the reason most leaders lead by force and fear is because they've lost complete control of themselves, their health, their vitality, just the way they feel about themselves in general. So the only way to validation is to force people to follow them. I mean, how do you expect to lead at a high level if you feel like crap yourself? You can't possibly serve others when you're burnt out, foggy, or inflamed. And you sure as hell will never inspire anyone if your body is screaming for help behind the scenes. See, I know this firsthand. I lived it. But look, I'm not saying this to bash you. I'm here to tell you that together we can change that, one step at a time, by blending mindset, longevity, and performance mastery. Today's episode is called Optimize to Lead with Mindset, Longevity, and Performance Mastery. If this episode doesn't change you, I'm not sure what will. Let's face it, guys. We are living in a time where burnout is worn like a badge of honor. I mean, how many conversations do you need to have where you hear, "Oh, I'm so tired, I'm worn out, I'm so stressed," before you even realize this? It's like people are living to compete to see who has it worse. Don't deny it. You know this is true. You've seen it: the red eyes, slouch posture, the snappy moods, people aging faster than they should, barely hanging on by a thread. Best part is they want to brag about it. They want to brag about how tired they are. Really? But here's the thing: leadership isn't just about vision, it's about vitality. Your energy is your influence. And listen, I'm using leader, and you may think, oh, well, this is just for business owners or managers, but it's not. It's about you and me and everyone around us. Whether you realize it or not, we are all leading someone: our kids, our aging parents, our friends, coworkers. Just because you don't have a leadership title, this does not exclude you. You are a leader also. But like I've said, you can't expect to lead anyone if you can't lead yourself. If you're not disciplined enough to prioritize your own health and vitality, it'll never happen. The most effective people in the world have figured out one thing: if you don't protect the vessel, you compromise the entire mission. You want to be a powerful presence? You want to dominate the boardroom, inspire your team, grow a movement? Then your body, your biology has got to be optimized for the demand. But how do we do this? So, the first thing is to realize that leadership isn't just a role, it's a physiological demand. Think about it. You're not just making decisions on a spreadsheet or signing off on a project plan. You're carrying the weight of stress loads, navigating constant demands, absorbing emotional energy of your team or family, and you're projecting physical presence that sets the tone for everyone around you. Leadership is embodied. It's lived through your nervous system, your hormones, your resilience, your energy levels. And unfortunately, most people are trying to lead others while they're falling apart behind the scenes. And man, does it show. We've got entrepreneurs who are on fire in business, but quietly dealing with insulin resistance and metabolic dysfunction because their diet consists of fast food and late night stress eating. Their blood sugar spikes, crashes. They're running from meeting to meeting more than ever before. And I know CEOs personally who outwardly look successful, but they're dealing with chronically suppressed testosterone, lack of sleep, and man, no physical training. And guys, I need to make this straight. Testosterone is not just about sex drive. It's confidence, decisiveness, presence. When it's tanked, these guys, they just show up flat, hesitant, reactive. And then there are countless men trying to be the rock for their families, holding everything on their shoulders, but battling silent inflammation, gut dysfunction, and hormone decline. They won't even talk about it. They're masking exhaustion with energy drinks, pushing through joint pain, ignoring brain fog, and just telling themselves it's only part of getting older. But that's not true. It's not age. It's not fate. It's neglect. Most leaders are running multi-million dollar companies, guiding communities, or leading families, yet they're treating their bodies like a cheap rental car inside, instead of the high performance machine it was designed to be. Here's the deal. You can't outsource this. You can delegate tasks, you can hire a team, you can build systems in your business. But when it comes to your biology, your resilience, your vitality, that's on you. Leadership is about energy transfer. People don't just follow your words, they follow your state. If your nervous system is fried, if your hormones are tanked, your sleep is wrecked, and your nutrition is garbage, people will feel it. Well, they won't talk about it, but man, they sense it. But when you show up optimized, when your energy is clean, when your focus is sharp and your body is aligned with your mission, people lean in. They trust you. They're inspired by you, not because of your title, not because of your presence. That's the difference between surviving as a leader and thriving as an optimized one. So, how do we fix it? We optimize the whole system, your mindset, your biology. This is your performance architecture. I like to break this down into three integrated pillars: mindset mastery, longevity science, and performance physiology. Let's look at pillar number one, mindset mastery. I want you to consider this the neurobiology of high performance. And let me be clear, I'm not talking about motivational quotes slapped on a pretty background for social media. That's all surface level garbage. That's noise. I'm talking about actually rewiring your brain, your thoughts, and your nervous system to lead under pressure. This is neuroplasticity, and it's real. Your brain is not fixed, it's adaptable, it's moldable. Every thought, every action, every habit you repeat literally rewires your neural circuitry. And when you train it with purpose, you can hardwire resilience, clarity, and confidence. into your operating system. Now, here's some science to back this. Studies from Stanford, Harvard, and even US military confirm this. Focus, attention, consistent repetition, and reframing adversity can literally reshape the prefrontal cortex, the command center of your brain. That's the part of your brain that's responsible for your decision making. So you stop hesitating and you start executing. Executive function, you're planning, prioritizing, staying locked on mission. Emotional regulation, leading with calm under fire instead of collapsing into chaos. Think about that for a second. You can literally train your brain to lead. Here's the difference I see that separates the optimized from everyone else. It's emotional granularity. They don't just say, I'm stressed. They can identify if it's anxiety, pressure, fatigue, or frustration, and they know how to respond differently to each. That awareness alone, I believe, is power. Cognitive reframing. Where others see problems, they see puzzles. They see flowcharts. They've trained themselves to interpret setbacks as feedback and not failure. The obstacle becomes the strategy, the motivation. Pre-commitment. They don't waste willpower, making 1,000 tiny choices. Their structure does the heavy lifting for them. Morning routines, nutrition, training, even their downtime. It's preset, which frees up mental bandwidth for what really matters. That's what separates the optimized from the overwhelmed. Now, if you want a real performance mindset, don't just talk about it, train it. I'm going to tell you how. Daily visualization. I'm not talking about fantasy. I'm talking about mental reps. Elite athletes, Navy SEALs, and CEOs all use this. Visualize yourself walking into that room, facing the pressure, and responding with confidence. See the obstacle, run the play, rehearse the response. Your brain can't tell the difference between a vividly imagined scenario and a real one, and that's training. Control breath work. This is science-backed, guys. Inhale for 4, exhale for 6. This resets your vagus nerve. It lowers your heart rate, and it literally shifts your nervous system from sympathetic, that's fight or flight, or parasympathetic to calm and control. You can re-enter a meeting or situation in power instead of panic just by using your breath. Morning journaling, the triad. Don't overcomplicate this. Just write down 3 things. What am I grateful for? This primes the brain to scan for opportunity and not threats. What challenge am I going to crush today? This reframes adversity and gives your body fuel. What energy do I want to lead with? This sets your emotional state on purpose instead of letting the world do it for you. Studies show that doing this for 30 days will make you feel like you're running a completely different operating system. Now, here's a reality. Leaders don't rise to the level of their intentions, they fall to the level of their systems. Intentions are cheap, guys. Systems are where transformation happens. If your system is chaos, you'll lead with chaos. If your system is intentional, structured, and optimized, you'll lead with clarity, confidence, resilience, no matter what pressure you're on. Mindset mastery isn't about hype. It's about rewiring your neurobiology so that when life gets heavy, you don't break. You bend, you adapt, you lead. Now, let's just shift to the second pillar, longevity. So I'm clear, this isn't about anti-aging creams or magic pills. This is about sustaining high performance, energy, and influence for the coming years. Longevity isn't about living longer. It's about keeping your body and mind functioning at their peak as long as you possibly can. To be the best that you can be. I mean, look at the Blue Zones. If you haven't seen that documentary, I highly recommend it. In fact, I just finished watching it a couple of weeks ago. It really is amazing. It's kind of mind blowing, actually. The men and women in the Blue Zones live longer, healthier, than all of the global average. And yet they still lead, move, think, inspire. But also look at the elite performance world. Peter Attia's research on VO2 max in centenarian decathlons. David Sinclair's work on epigenetic reprogramming and cellular reuse. Dr. Mark Hyman's concepts of health span versus lifespan. They're all saying the same thing. You don't have to accept decline as destiny. You can intervene, you can stay in the game longer and stronger than you ever thought possible. Let's talk about that. It's going to take strength training. Muscle mass is the #1 predictor of longevity and fall resistance. After age 30, we lose 3 to 8% of muscle per decade. If we do nothing, we've got to at least lift and train functionally, period. VO2 max optimization. Cardiorespiratory capacity is one of the strongest predictors of all-cause mortality. Start integrating zone 2 cardio, easy but steady, a couple hours a week. Metabolic flexibility. Learn to burn fat and glucose efficiently. That means fasting, walking, lifting, eating nutrient-dense whole foods, and cutting out the ultra-processed junk. Number 4, peptides and hormone optimization. You know, some of them that I experiment with myself personally, BPC 157, it's tissue healing, gut integrity, systemic anti-inflammatory. Tesamorelin, growth hormone boosting, visceral fat reduction. GHKCU, cellular regeneration, skin elasticity, wound healing. Stay on top of your blood work, guys. I'm not talking about the basic labs that your doctor orders. I'm talking about detailed labs. There are labs that dig down to over 100 plus biomarkers that you should be reviewing. Our blood work is the treasure map. These aren't fads. They're backed by real data, used by real high-performing people, and integrated by top-tier clinics around the world. Now, I want to get even more tactical with pillar number 3. Performance mastery isn't just about feeling good. It's about dominating the demands of your role. To perform like a beast and lead like a king, you need the core trifecta. Biochemical stability. That's stable blood sugar equals stable mood. Low inflammation, faster decision-making. Balanced hormones, increased drive, confidence, assertiveness. Cognitive clarity. Fuel your brain with DHA, creatine, magnesium, nootropics like alpha GPC or lion's mane. I live by those. Use intermittent fasting or fasted cardio to activate BDNF. That's your brain-derived neurotrophic factor, that word. Stress resilience. Recovery is a strategy and not a reward. You always hear, I'm going to relax. I want to relax. No, it's not a reward. Use HRV tracking to measure your nervous system's recovery. Your parasympathetic, your breath work. You can reset your stress thresholds. The elite are no longer winging it. They're building performance frameworks just like athletes because they are athletes, just in a different arena. You want to stand out, optimize your chemistry because the competition isn't talent anymore. It's recovery, it's resilience, it's neurological bandwidth. Let's compare the optimized versus unoptimized. You choose which you'd rather be. The unoptimized, caffeine in the morning, stiff drink at night. Living off that quick dopamine hit, the phone, sugar, validation, reactionary, anxious, short fuse, aging fast hormonally, mentally, spiritually, always busy, rarely present, eventually resented by team or family because they're always tired and unavailable. The optimize wakes up with intention, fuels with precision, tracks recovery, plans nutrition, builds physical capacity, calm, clear, charismatic, invests in health the way others invest in junk. People feel safe and inspired in their presence, seen as the rock, not a liability. You don't have to guess who wins over time. You already know. So the question is, which will you be? If you choose optimize, then this is your mission moving forward. Look, I need you to understand something. This episode isn't about perfection. Perfection is an illusion. Chasing it will paralyze you. What matters is intention. What matters is that you start leading yourself with the same discipline and courage you demand from others. It's about owning the reality that your body is your leadership engine. It's your command center. And if it breaks down, your mission, your influence, and your legacy break down with it. So what can you do today to step into optimization? First, get a full, and I mean full, lab pal. Stop flying blind. You wouldn't run a business without knowing your numbers. So why are you guessing about your health? Your blood markers don't lie. They tell the truth about your inflammation, your hormones, your recovery. Know your data. If you're unsure where to go, visit the shop section on my website, tonyc.coach, and click Order Labs to see who I use regularly. Start training again. I don't care if it's been 20 years, 20 days. Pick up the weights, resistance bands, whatever. Just sweat. Breathe deeply. Motion creates emotion, and strength creates presence. Leadership requires physical capacity. I love this one. Cut the crap. Clean up what you're putting in your body, what you're consuming with your eyes, and what you're entertaining in your mind. Junk food, junk scrolling, junk thoughts, they're all draining your bandwidth. And hire a coach, guys. Get the accountability you need. Build a plan. Invest now and enjoy it, or spend it later because you have to. Don't go alone. Lone wolves burn out. Leaders seek guidance. You'll collapse under your own blind spots unless you've got someone calling you higher. Stack peptides and protocols that work. No shame, no stigma. The future of performance and longevity is here. If you can leverage tools that reduce inflammation, improve your sleep, optimize your hormones, and sharpen your cognition, why wouldn't you? The best in the world are doing it. But here's the caveat. They're working with someone who really understands peptides, not taking advice from some influencer on social media. The world, it's burning out. People are walking away from their calling. Leaders are stepping down, not because they lost their vision, but because they lost their energy. Families are breaking because parents are exhausted shells of who they used to be. But not you. You're different. You've decided to step across the line. You've decided to reject average. You've decided to optimize. And that's why I'm telling you, you're not alone. You're just getting started. The second half of your life can be stronger than the first. Your best years are not behind you, they're in front of you, if you're willing to do the work. So here's my final charge to you. Choose intention over autopilot. Choose strength over surrender. Choose legacy over excuses. Because when you choose to optimize, you're not just upgrading your health. You are upgrading your leadership, your family, your mission, your entire future. This is your moment. Own it. Guys, if this episode woke something up inside you, do something about it. Visit my website, tonyc.coach, book a call with me. This is your time, not tomorrow, not next week, now. Guys, there are some great things ahead in the leader's realm. I can't wait to share them with you. So until next time, this is Tony Camarata, and remember, stay fast, stay fluid, stay flexible. Your best is yet to come.